The girls were around 16 when they started damaging the house.
You could see that every single wall has a hole in it.
When Maria and Liz get mad, watch out, because walls are gonna get punched.
This big one over here was just like this one, and Maria made it 10 times worse.
I will punch it once, and then I'll go again, and then I'll go again and again.
When Maria was 12, she started physically attacking me. I don't know if their dad's anger made them more aggressive.
This is the ransacked room. I used to come in here and just destroy everything.
It's like an amusement park for someone with anger issues.
This door has been slammed so many times. The door frame's actually falling off.
Living at my dad's house is like living in a psych ward.
What do you mean by that?
When I was in a hospital, I remember people just screaming and yelling and punching.
Well, you're the one doing the punching. What is it you're venting?
My dad is a big reason for the anger. He was very aggressive. I have resentment towards him.
This is our shower. I'll open the door and I'll get like sludge on my hands. This is the most problematic thing. We have sewer flies because the toilet's leaking.
What the hell is going on with the house that you're living in?
I threw the oars in. It was just one buttery situation after another.
This is not clutter, okay? This is unhygienic filth.
The toilets just started to break the seals. That just started to happen over the past few weeks.
Did all of that stuff in the room leak out in the last 2 weeks when the seal broke? This house should be condemned.
All the girls have used self-harm as a coping mechanism.
I'm also aware that sometimes this anger turns inward. What do you do?
I usually cut my legs. It's just a release. It's like having a drink for me.
It's usually when I get angry or when I really hate myself.
Let me see.
3 weeks ago, like the last time I cut.
You have to be aware that they're harming themselves. What are you doing about it?
May I speak to that?
Somebody say something.
She is a case manager. She is a counselor. I do everything I can to bring people in to help. As far as the house goes, I haven't been in that house since I was divorced.
What do you think when you see it?
I'm horrified.
You clean up one thing and then there's another thing. That's not an excuse, but at the same time, that room had been cleaned so many times and yet it's trashed again. I had that entire area completely clean. And then you look at it and there's just stuff thrown everywhere.
I have 2 dogs. I would not let them sleep in that house. You have able-bodied adult children. They don't have jobs. They're not going to school. Why are you living this way? This is absolutely criminal.
My family is filled with sadness, rage, and craziness. It's always uncomfortable to be around them. My sisters and I were so close. This past year, things have changed. I can't have a conversation with Maria. When I do hear from her, she's yelling. Maria's always been really physical and very angry. It'll start with yelling and screaming, and then you'll hear stomping. Maria's always been physical towards me, my siblings, my mom, and sometimes my dad too. I talk to Liz a lot. I'll be like, hey Liz, how's Maria doing? And she'll be like, really bad. Liz is in a really bad spot right now. Every time I see her, she looks like a sad ghost. You can just see the pain in her eyes. She doesn't dress nice anymore. She used to put on makeup and now she doesn't. She's just really depressed. It breaks my heart to see the way everything has come crashing down. Living in that house with all that bad energy was really toxic for me. I had an option to get out, so I moved out about 6 months ago. I feel bad that I moved out and they're still there. They just don't have the motivation. It's a lot easier to focus on myself when I'm not surrounded by all of the chaotic stress. I feel bad, but I gotta work on myself. I have to.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.